Before I share my devotion with you today, I want to give everyone a heads up for the final phase of our renovation work at the Tyler campus. Starting on Monday, February 1st, the 1960s portion of the facility will be shut down for ceiling and flooring work. That means the normal south entrance will be temporarily blocked off. For those of you who have been physically putting your offerings into the south entrance mail slot, you will find that it has been taped shut. But fear not, for we have a new location and a receptacle located at the common ground or the youth group doors of the south entrance. The renovation will take at least a month, and until then, all those who are coming in for worship in February will need to use the north parking lot and enter the church from the north portico doors. We're sorry for the inconvenience, but this spring we'll have a wonderful facility that will enable us to enhance our outreach to the community and to care for our Ascension family. Now, on to the devotion for today. You will notice that I'm in a different office because my old office is part of the remodeling. And as we turn to our readings for this weekend, we find that the Old Testament passage from Deuteronomy talks about a new prophet who was to come, and in the gospel reading from Mark, we find the fulfillment as Jesus begins his ministry. Moses said that this coming prophet will come from the people of Israel, and that God will put his word in his mouth. When the people in the city of Capernaum heard what Jesus had to say, they were astonished, just like Moses said they would be. For he taught them as one who had authority and not as the scribes. Mark's gospel doesn't include long discourses from Jesus, but the gospel writer and disciple Matthew did. In the Sermon on the Mount from Matthew 5, you get to hear what so astonished the people at Capernaum and how different the teaching of Jesus was from others who taught. For Jesus plainly put the teachings of the scribes side by side to his own. Now, you've heard that it was said, Jesus said, "Do not murder." But I tell you, anyone who's even angry with his brother is in danger of the fires of hell. You have heard it said, "Do not commit adultery." But I tell you, anyone who even looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Notice how Jesus stands before them as a new Moses and pronounces the law. I tell you, that was bold. By what authority can he say all of this? Moses said that you will know the true prophet if his words come true. This prophet Jesus said that he has come to give his life as a ransom for sinners. This prophet said that he will lay down his life and take it up again for the life of the world. This prophet said that he has the right to give eternal life. But is it true? Can he be trusted and his word have the final authority? The resurrection is the final answer. He does speak in God's name. His word has all authority in heaven and on earth. The demons heard his command and they fled. Disease was replaced with health. Even death has been brought to heel by him who is greater than Moses. So in these last days of Epiphany, the Scriptures reveal who Jesus really is, so that we too might be astonished and made whole by him who has come to give us life and grace and mercy and love. This weekend I will be preaching, though, on the epistle reading that St. Paul wrote to the Christians at Corinth. I will tease it with this little phrase from Paul. He said, "Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up." We are living in a time right now where everyone has knowledge, but it is a knowledge not shared by all. Everyone has their own knowledge. And such knowledge puffs us up with our pride, since we are the ones who are right. But such knowledge does not lead to love. Paul has some very timely direction for us, even though he wrote to Christians almost 2,000 years ago in a very different culture. The last thing I want to leave with you is to replay the ad from last week concerning the Lenten devotional books. There's a link down below the video so you can reserve your copy of whatever devotions that you want, and they will be available for pickup at each campus on Sunday, February 7th. Blessings on your weekend. During the 40 days of Lent, which will begin with an Ash Wednesday service on February 17th, I would like to invite and challenge you to read along with each of the 40 days in a devotional book called Just Pray. Each day has a very interesting and engaging reading that will work well for home and personal use. And then each week I will supplement the readings with my message in worship. I have 80 copies of this book on hand, and you can reserve your book with this link down below the video. Oh, I also have other options for your home and personal devotional time. The first is entitled Faithful Facts for Lent by our Lutheran historian Paul Meyer, who has served as a professor of ancient history at Western Michigan University. The next option is entitled Reflections on the Writings of C.S. Lewis, Mercy, Passion, and Joy. There's also an option just for teens and young adults called Lentstagram. And finally, there's also something for our younger crowd entitled Come Follow Me, which is a coloring book of Lenten devotions for homes with young children. You can reserve your copy of any of these resources with the link below. As your pastor of discipleship, it is my hope and prayer that you would make use of these and other resources for your personal faith life with Jesus, and in your home and with those you live with, and, of course, with your community of faith here at Ascension.